Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie and this is Eve's Rising Tarot. And this is a general collective love reading for the person on your mind. It's good for all signs and this message is timeless. So whenever it finds you, if it resonates and you have a sense of gaining meaning or value from the reading, it's for you. Because it's general, I would ask that you please connect with your intuition and use your intuition throughout the reading to help you discern what to take from the messages and what to leave behind. And with that in mind, let's get into it. All right. Let's get an overall view of how your person, the one you're here for, is viewing this connection with you. How are they feeling, thinking, viewing this connection overall? Okay. So first we have Epiphany. Self-reflection, unanswered questions, and untapped talents. This connection has been an eye-opener for your person. It's helping them to see possibly talents or abilities within themselves that they didn't know were there. It's causing them also to see and to have a better understanding of themselves or themselves. And possibilities, which is in alignment with this. Follow your dreams, make up your mind, and believe in yourself. Untapped talents. This person feels more of a sense of confidence after having known you, after having witnessed how you see the world and you approach life. There has been so much light and inspiration for this person. And possibly they see you following your dreams as well for some of you. And it's, inspired them to believe in themselves and to see the possibilities in their own life. All right, and let's get one more. Family. Blood ties and inner circle. This could also be soul family. A recognition that you are valuable and your meeting of one another was no chance. There's divine purpose behind it, and this person is starting to wake up to that and to realize that. So all very positive descriptors and energies that your person is feeling towards this connection. So again, epiphany, possibility, and family. This person also could see a family with you, being in a committed relationship with you, and creating a family, going at this game called life together. Your person definitely is seeing more within themselves, and this could be in any area. This could be in their beauty, their talents, their possibly seeing that the way that they see life and their uniqueness is, what makes them so incredible, right? They see you following your dreams, and it inspires them to want to do the same. It says make up your mind here. So this person has made their mind up about you, and they see a future with you. It looks like things have kind of cleared out for this person mentally, possibly even emotionally, and they're looking towards a more illuminated understanding of the purpose of this connection and the purpose of you. Let's get a few cards to see how you're viewing each other as individuals. Your energy towards your person and their energy towards you right now. What is that? Let's take a look into that. Their energy towards you and yours towards them. Okay, so one popped out. Okay, so your energy towards your person is the Empress. being this is your energy, you're sitting in your power. You're in a state of mind where you understand that you don't chase in life. You create a better environment within the self that actually magnetizes and brings things to you. You're in your confidence. And your confidence and your alignment and your peace and your stillness within yourself is magnetic, is extremely attractive, is abundant. And this could be starting to make an appearance in all aspects of your life. It could be in your material, your financial, your career. It could be in greater understanding of your emotional body and recognizing emotions that once took you over and just were completely unconscious. Now you're starting to see the process evolve within yourself emotionally. There's a greater sense of awareness in how you're viewing this person. Single-minded, clear, confident, with a knowingness. You could be also, focusing on your abundance and what is important to you and what, you're inspired by and what emotionally, lights your fire. You're focused on your magic, your creativity. I see in her gaze, she is looking down at this device in her hands, and she's wholly focused and looking at it. She's not looking at another person. But around her, everything is abundant and in excess, and she has all that she needs. Okay, and then your person's energy towards you is rivers run deep with feelings, is what I'm hearing. With this owl on the shoulder of this character, it does feel like your person with this epiphany. This could be, downloads. This could be, clear cognizance, just knowingness within, looking at you. And I see this. They're both female characters, but this speaks nothing of the energy. They're purely energies, right? It's not boy or girl. But I see both characters facing one another. So in some sense, it feels like you both definitely are facing towards another. Attention is, even if in the back of the scene, on one another, but you're focusing on your abundance and creating an atmosphere and space in your life that you want to live and that you're proud of and that feels purposeful and meaningful to you. And your person is waking up to the possibility and awareness of themselves. It feels like your focus on building a better life for yourself and creating things of beauty and things that make you feel harmonious and balanced within your life experience is really allowed this owl to land on your person's shoulder. They're watching you, and as they watch you, they're receiving downloads and awareness of purpose for themselves. And this is very interesting too, and I just noticed this. With this epiphany, I see this woman in the pink shirt looking over, on her to her right shoulder. And over in this Queen of Cups energy, that owl is on her right shoulder. Your presence, your energy, the experience that is you is having a profound transformative effect on your person's awareness of themselves. It's clearing out the fog and allowing this person to rise above the confusion. And they're seeing, the challenges set before them with crystal clarity, where before they had risen above the confusion that these clouds to me represent, there was navigating through just a thickness. It was hard for your person to see clearly and to know what was the right thing to do or to say, or which direction to go, or how to walk forward and pursue this connection with you. But there is a deliverance of light and oneness and connectedness that you are giving to this person just by being in your resonance, your seat of power, present, creative. And this is magnetic. Your energy is magnetic to your person. It has them seeing possibility, possibly an awareness that maybe your person was not ready to commit or to be in a space to give you anything, commitment-wise. But now, being above the confusion, they're seeing the potential, and what once scared them, it doesn't feel scary anymore. It feels inspiring. It feels very clear, and this person understands now what they want in the area of romance and love, and preferably with you. And I'm seeing a similarity, which is no coincidence, of the denim color of the Empress, and this character and this denim. This person sees possibilities with you and wants to walk the path that you are on with you. Okay. Very, very good energy so far. Okay, and let's see. What is the strongest connecting energy? Where are you and this person aligning? Where are you meeting eye to eye? Where do you resonate with one another? Positive energy. Good news. Your prayers have been heard. Good news is on the way. The universe wants you to have expectancy of positive outcomes in your life. You have the power to manifest what you desire of your highest good by co-creating with Source. Now it's time to celebrate. And this feels like the energy that you're in. This not chasing, this recognizing that the power lies within your mind, and the environment that you create within your thoughts and your beliefs. You are cleaning house, and you're focusing on improving the inner landscape, and it's having, as expected, and an effect on what is happening in your existence. Your person sees this. They know this. And then on the bottom, it's humanitarian service. So in some sense, also you bettering your life, you could be doing something that is in a service to, people, or in some way you're doing good and putting out good into the world. You're serving in some way, and it's in alignment, and it's beautiful to your person. And that is helping your person to recognize the depth. And I'm hearing a numbness, like your person, when they were in this cloudy confusion where they couldn't see a foot in front of their face, not knowing which way to go, what to say, how to do this, the clouds have subsided. The confusion has parted. And there is a direction to go which your person hasn't seen before. Presently, this is what they're experiencing now. What was confusing and what felt like a numb effect to your person, now they feel. They are infinitely aware of the depth that they feel for you. And in some decks, this, the Rider-Waite deck, the Queen of Cups has a large chalice or cup in front of her that has a lid on it, which can symbolize that her depth of feeling and emotional maturity and intelligence runs deep, but it's closed and reserved only for those who she deems worthy to open it up to. But in this one, I feel like the lid is off, and there's energy coming out of it. It's out of the bag. There's an awareness that that is an avenue that your person wants to explore with you. And there is a captivated and intrigued look on your person's face in this character, right? This person is inspired, intrigued, like, I want to know more. This is incredible. So whatever you're doing, it's magnetic, and it's having an effect of opening your person up and seeing the potential that they have within themselves to walk their own path in a similar sense to what you're doing. Okay. What is your person keeping from you? Let's see here. What is your person not telling you? What are they hiding? What is your person not telling you? You are always on my mind. I'm like hearing that Elvis song, you are always on my mind. Anything else? Okay, nothing more there. Let's get a little bit more. With this, you're always on my mind. What more can you tell me about this, Spirit? What more does the collective need to know about what their person is keeping from them? You bring out the best in me, making me feel like a leader, deciding what I want and taking action with passion and determination. And this feels right, self-reflection, tapped talents, following your dreams, believing in yourself, possibilities, epiphany. So this is what your person is keeping from you. They think about you often. They're seeing your success and your path, and it's inspiring, and they have a deep respect for you. And not only do they respect your path and what you're doing, it is causing them to see potential within themselves and what's possible with them to find their purpose and their path. Okay, let's see here. What do I want to do for crossing? What is the strongest crossing energy? Strongest crossing energy between you and your person right now. Strongest crossing love. Strongest crossing love energy, Spirit. Messenger. Crossing. Okay, I want to read a little bit about this. This is a raven or a crow, and they are messengers between, the non-physical realms. Messenger. Corvid enlighten truth. Corvids such as ravens, crows, and magpies are truth tellers that bring messages from inaccessible areas of the subconscious. In dreams, they may bring objects with them to convey their message, small trinkets which carry much greater meaning. Wise and cunning, messengers can deliver ideas and answers across rivers of thought that might otherwise be impassable. Though at first their message may seem clouded, it's key to remember that the journey of discovering life's meanings is often as important, if not more so, than the meanings themselves. Look carefully and find what you seek. So it feels like, being that this is a crossing energy, it could be a disconnect in communication and really fully understanding each other and the way that you communicate. I'm going to get a little bit more on it. more could I get? I'll do this one. Tell me more about this messenger. And blue could be speaking to the throat chakra. So let's see here. I'm going to get a little bit more. Why messenger? Why messenger? Spirit, please clarify messenger. Why messenger? Structure, foundation. Wants to build a foundation, balance, building, slow and steady, and forming. Anything else? Dream. Messages. Telepathy, 5D communication, astral travel, spirit guides, and signs. So, a crossing energy for some of you could be you're not connected with or in open communication with your higher intelligence, your higher mind, your inner guidance. And as such, you're missing messages and spiritual communication and guidance on how to navigate through this. This could be also for some of you something that comes through in dreams, and dreams you're maybe meant to receive guidance on how to navigate forward through your dreams. So it could be a message for some of you to start a dream journal or be more intentional with prayers and asking for guidance before you go to sleep at night and being ready to jot that down. Or for me, so that I make sure that I remember my dreams, I have a voice recorder. So, and I keep it by my bed, so I just record what I remember from my dreams, so it's there, and then I'll listen to it at a later time and write it down. So this guidance, this spiritual guidance, would like to come through, and it would help you to build a better foundation of understanding and communication between the two of you, but it's not coming through because it's not being received. What could help you to receive it better? Aside from a dream journal or being more intentional with dreams, is there any other way the collective could receive the guidance they need? This could be a call to, meditate with an intentional prayer, seeking understanding of the crossing energy. And it does, I see that, head and heart, listening to the higher mind, right? With this represented as the higher, more evolved mind, guiding with love and support this ignorant, younger, less evolved aspect of the self. And also the Six of Cups. Nostalgia. Remembering the happy and fond times, right? Thinking back to times that were happier and more beautiful and youthful. Maybe a time when there was more peace in the connection and operating from that space. Was there a time when your communication with this person was healthier and better? Think back to a time and the ways in which communication between you and your person was more successful. And also I see a similarity in the higher mind, the individual, how she's holding the lion and guiding the lion with love. Understanding that with awareness, this lion could evolve and grow and become, more loving, and rather than impulsive and violent and aggressive. So she's holding this lion the way this woman is holding this infant and the addressing these children with love. So this could also be a message too, that communication, at least from your side, would be better received with a more loving and tender and understanding touch, right? A gentleness in communicating your views and your feelings to this person. Perhaps some of you have a tendency, and not all, but if it fits, Perhaps some of you have a way of communicating in which is sharp and logical and cold. This could be a call to have to incorporate more kindness and a more loving way of communicating, a more gentle way where you communicate to your person in a way that they receive it, and don't feel threatened by your message. Structure. This could be a slow and steady process, and a message here for you in this new path of trying to communicate in a more effective and kind and loving way, that it may be a slow and steady process, something that will take time to build that trust and dream. It could also be more a call, not more, but in addition, for some of you, a message to, when you're communicating through heavy and turbulent topics with your person, to take a moment to pause before you respond. Count to 5 or 10, whatever it may be, and really be sure that how you want to respond is how you want to respond, right? So pause. Communicate in a slow, methodical, intentional way where your intention is not only to be heard, but to let your person know that you hear them as well in return. Okay. Let's put this over here. Let's put that away. Let's get an affirmation for you to shift the focus to you, and we'll kind of look into what it is that you are being called to see or become aware of or understand or release, whatever it may be. Let's start with an affirmation. What would you like to say to the collective spirit? Okay, let's see. God sustains me. By surrendering each day to God, my worries fade and my resistance softens. In God's loving embrace, I find inner peace, even in the face of challenges. Today, my faith strengthens me, and I welcome all that comes. Knowing God's love sustains me. And also another reference to clouds, and this figure being, aligned or with its gaze upward at the higher, embodying what God represents, what God is, which is unity, unconditional love, connection, compassion. And this could also be to take this way of incorporating a higher power and oneness and the law of one and all of that, and applying it in how you see your person, that what you do to them, you do to all. And step into authenticity and truth and courage with God at the head of your ship in all that you do. Okay, so also more of a call to connect with your inner guidance. That is the voice for your creator, right? Okay, let's see here. What advice does Spirit have for you? What advice does Spirit have for you, for your highest good, at this moment? Integration. Self-acceptance, integrate lessons, and grounded healing. And this one has kind of got a naked lady on it, but hold. Hold, please. How about this? More clouds. And also pink too. I noticed that your person's energy towards you, there's pink referenced in each of these, which heart, love, emotional energy. Okay, let's read. And then when I pull these cards for the collective, it's always a spirit, like this deck is broken down into messages that are, earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. And for the last several readings, it's been a card associated with spirit that comes out. So a message for some of you that power and clarity and truth will come from intentionally and actively connecting with your inner guidance, connecting with your creator. Okay, and this is 12. Hold on a second. We gotta find the table of contents here. Integration. $267. So it does say integrated woman, but this could apply for male or female. Take it as it resonates. It could be speaking to your feminine energies within, which i.e. are your receptivity, your stepping back and knowing when it's time to take in rather than to forge and create and to go. Okay, who is she? The integrated woman is a powerful card. At her core, she is a queen. She accepts herself exactly as she is. She isn't lost in perfectionism. She knows that both she and life itself can be messy, disorganized, and unpredictable. She might have breakdowns, breakthroughs, good days, bad days, and everything in between. She isn't lost in the idea that she should be enlightened or that life must be perfect and lived in constant bliss. She knows that her inner work is making her stronger and helping her heal. And she also knows that life is an ongoing journey of highs and lows. Sometimes she is a transcended goddess. At other times, she is a crying mess. The integrated woman lives in and accepts the moment, able to embody all sides of herself, and not just the goddess. She holds all aspects of herself in awareness and compassion. And this is reminding me of a conversation I had with my son earlier where something did not go according to the plan, which through his delicately and methodical writing of his plans and he was very upset about it, and it was real for him, that intensity of like, oh, this messed up my whole schedule, it's all messed up. And I had to talk him through it, and he was able to see the power in us as people, and is in people living this life, is you are more powerful if you move through change without resistance. His experience, he did spend a lot of time needing to vocalize and to express his distaste and upset about the fact that his schedule was messed up, and it took him a lot of time to talk about it and just let it out. And he was still going down the path of being upset about it and not, so I had to pull him out and just be like, okay, well, it's understandable that you're upset, but now what can you do in this time that you're waiting for this thing to happen? You have some time now, and you don't have a choice but in waiting for that thing to happen. And so he was able to calm down and find his center in it. But that's A real thing is being able to move through things that are unexpected, things that don't go according to plan. That is a superpower, and it's a learned skill, right? Not to stay halted by disruption. And some people are naturally comfortable in navigating through change and unexpected circumstances, and others have more of a tough time with it. So in any sense, if you can, do your best to be open to moving through something unexpected, rather than wasting time thinking about how it changed. Just accept it as fast as you can, and move forward. Okay, so next category, kintsugi. The healing journey is about many things, and the Integrated Woman card encourages you to look at yourself in a kintsugi pottery, which I think is where they break pots and then they glue them back together with like gold like adhesive, and it's like a type of art when they come back, in their form. In Japan, when a piece of pottery is broken, one ancient method of repairing it is putting it back together by filling the cracks with gold. This new piece is cracked and flawed, but in the most beautiful way. Our broken parts are beautiful. They don't need to be covered up. They need to be filled with the gold of our acceptance and compassion. And gold can also be seen as your heart energy, which could be, connecting also to this pink that I see throughout, and this pink in this card. Christ consciousness, love, acceptance, compassion. Integrated healing. A misconception in healing is that we must work hard to heal, and then we are done. Enlightened, untriggerable, forever in bliss. Wouldn't it be nice? While the concept of enlightenment is beautiful and powerful, it could pull us away from the human within us and the integration our system desperately craves. Healing is a journey of working through the layers and processing bit by bit as we uncover who we really are. And each layer requires integration and learning, not skipping to the end where nothing hurts anymore. The belief that we need to be healed now can lead to toxic positivity, spiritual bypassing, and repression of our human emotions that need our attention and love. Pretending to live in an enlightened state does not make it so. Our unprocessed baggage will exist in our bodies and unconscious, and eventually it will rise to the surface again. Integrating our healing means that when we have an insight or healing breakthrough, we do the work to fully integrate it into our life, our identity, and our entire energy system. This means that healing is not a one and done kind of thing. For example, if we realize that we have a wound around abandonment and have a breakthrough where we find love and healing for our younger self, that isn't the end of the journey. We must foster our relationship to the wound and our younger self. We'll need to keep working through future layers that might come up and reinstilling the powerful insights we had in order to solidify them as new beliefs. Integration is an ongoing journey of becoming the best version of ourselves. And I was thinking too, it was a thought that I had today that feels connected in a way. When we're doing the work, when we're living life with eyes open and trying to see, trying to understand, trying to expand, and to become more aware of the details in our existence and who we are, it is very easy, because we're there 100% of the time watching ourselves, right? It's easy to feel you're making no progress. So something that came to me, or that I thought was like, well, a good way to look at your progress is like, look at a connection you were in 10 years ago, or whatever the case may be, and look at the things that were important to you at the time. What were you doing with your time? How were you thinking? What was a big fight you had with this person, and what was it about? Sometimes when we look back at who we used to be, it can really put into perspective, I don't even know that person anymore. I don't even know why something like that was so important to me at that time, And it really helps. For me, the important thing used to be I want to go climbing. I want to have time to climb, and that's it. After I got off work. And now I have a different routine, and my priorities are different, and I'm working on different things. So I don't know. I just felt compelled to share that with you because it was a thought that came to me. Like, it's very easy to not give yourself the credit for your progress and for your awareness, and have compassion and understanding that changes are happening. It's just a little bit harder to see because we're watching it, like we're watching the paint dry all day, every day. Okay, so potential blocks was another one on here. No, potential blocks for this card. Did I read that one? Let's see. Oh no, we're going to go back. You are enough now. The message of this card is this: you are enough just as you are, even through the pain, the feelings, the inadequacy, and the difficult times. This is the paradox of the human experience. You are whole even as you are flawed. Learning to accept yourself as you are is the true key to healing, even if that means accepting that you aren't ready to accept certain things. Emotions, beliefs can't be bullied or repressed into releasing. Like a child who cries when she scrapes her knee, or he, you just need to be held and told that even if you are flawed or in pain, you are still lovable. As you hold yourself, those emotions and beliefs have room to breathe and release. Remember, vulnerability can be strength. Through this vulnerable acceptance of self, your true higher self can begin to emerge. And it is a really, I think it, to some extent, everyone handles or has a belief that, they're not good enough, or they're not pretty enough, or tall enough, or skinny enough, or fit enough. Whatever it is, the ways in which we look at ourselves and feel that we're inadequate and wish we were something else. But the truth is, we're made how we are to embrace who we are, flaws and all. And that could be anything. Like, for the longest time, I had my son when I was 17, and when I had him, I got stretch marks on my stomach, and for the longest time, those were such like an embarrassment for me. But then I thought, being much older now, and he's 21, it's just like, that's life, It's just a remembrance that my body created a living being who is now, aside from torturing me as his mother, doing beautiful things, and he's a beautiful light in this life. So we're not here to be perfect. If we were perfect, we would be in spirit form, just hanging out in the realm of oneness with God. So we're here to have those beautiful, unique imperfections that make us who we are, right? For the longest time, my face was not symmetrical, and my eyebrows are not the same, and I could pick it apart, and I have more manly hands because I used to climb all the time, and it's just what's the point? That's wasted life and energy and breath. Let's focus on where we're good and what matters. Like this eyebrow not being the same as this eyebrow, what does that matter? When it comes in the grand scheme of my purpose and doing my part in life to connect people and to inspire people to see their truth, what does this eyebrow matter? Right? We get lost on worrying about the things that don't matter. And someone who's meant to be with you won't care about your eyebrows. They'll love everything about you because it's a frequency, right? And you've already kind of tapped into the frequency of just being in your power, your magnetic drawing in power. Okay, off on that tangent. Let's get back to business here. Okay, let's see. Potential blocks. You might be stuck on the hamster wheel of healing, always trying to release the old and reach that blissful state of enlightenment, doing as much as you possibly can to heal and get rid of all the pain, the painful and the human. This is understandable. Who wants to be in pain? But pause for a moment and consider that your system may be asking for something else. Always releasing can be very difficult on your body and nervous system. especially if there isn't a lot of integration. Are there ways that you can strengthen instead? Find ways to build yourself up instead of always releasing. And so this could also be focusing on things you're grateful for. Areas in your life where you are established and successful. It's very easy to focus on. It's like a survival technique or a survival instinct to find things that are wrong because it's like how we survive, right? But let's find the things that feel right and the areas in which you are winning and doing good, and put some love and give yourself credit for those areas because they exist. Okay, let's see. Or perhaps you're trying to be enlightened all the time, to not get sucked into the ego, since so many gurus and healers teach us this. Are you repressing your human side or convincing yourself that you have transcended it? In union, we will know completion, which is ego and soul. The ego serves a purpose with your existence in this physical life. You don't kill your ego. You don't rise above your ego. Where is it? You unify. Because the ego has its strengths. It's what reminds you to eat and to not walk out in front of buses when you cross the road, and to read people's body language when something feels off, right? It has a place. But when you allow your ego to be in the driver's seat and to be making the judgment calls on what's beneficial for your life and what's not, then that is where you get a flip-flop. The ego should not supersede or lead or be alone without the guidance of your soul and your spirit. Okay, let's see. Okay, always trying to, so you might be stuck on the hamster wheel, right? Or perhaps you're trying to be enlightened all the time to not get sucked into the ego, since so many gurus and healers teach us this. Are you repressing your human side or convincing yourself that you have transcended it? Chances are it's still there, with unmet needs and emotions that need holding. What if there's a middle step? One of listening to your ego and the human in order to understand what he or she needs, instead of getting sucked into the traps. The ego exists to keep us safe and often goes about it in a self-destructive way. So can you see past it to the younger self beneath the layers and ask how you can help the ego? Continue to learn and heal and integrate the lessons along the way, allowing yourself setbacks and learning curves. So, and when I had mentioned that this could be a reference integrated woman, if you're a man and you're listening to this reading, this could be, integrating your more feminine, or tapping into your more like feminine aspects. This is listening to your intuition, feeling emotions, right? Acknowledging emotions, having more compassion, again, in the way you communicate, so as to be received, and improving your communication with this person in a way that is foundational and building a foundation, right, of trust and respect. Communicating effectively in a way that is both so you are heard and so that your person feels heard as well. Okay, let's see. All right, and that was it. Okay. So, integration, self-acceptance, integrating lessons, and grounded healing. She too is also above the clouds. She's listening to her higher guidance. She is facing directly forward, being, present. Okay. Let's get an angel number to close it out. What does Spirit want to say to you? So 3 references of characters above the clouds. Reassurance. Okay, let's see here. And that's 343. Your loving angels are always by your side, watching over you and guiding you towards your dreams. As you constantly pour your heart into your journey, you will soon see your dreams come to fruition. Know that you are never alone and that the universe is always conspiring in your favor. Reassurance. Reassurance that you are not alone, that you are guided, that you're not lost or broken. You're just living life, having this experience, and learning about the ways in which things that helped you get through life, how they're no longer serving you. And as you become aware of those things, you can change them or change your approach to them, or think in a new way that is more relevant to what's happening in your life. You are supported. And I'm going to leave the reading there. Hopefully it was helpful for you in some way. Let me know if it was. I'd love to hear your feedback and anything you'd like to contribute. And I'm sending you guys all so much love, and I'll talk to you soon.